This is Billionaire Mondays. Every Monday, we present you with another billionaire. Today, we're looking at 15 things you didn't know about Roman Abramovich. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get informed. Hello, Aluxers, and welcome back to our channel. You know how things have a tendency to start turning conspirative whenever we start talking about Eastern Europe. Well, that's what we're doing today, as the person we've chosen to present to you is none other than Roman Abramovich, the Russian-Israeli billionaire whose name you'll find on everyone's lips these days. Roman Abramovich was born October 24, 1966, and is best known for owning the Chelsea Football Club and for being the primary owner of Millhouse LLC Company, a company which owns stakes in oil, aluminum, paper processing, and electricity. He's now one of the most powerful and rich people on the planet and is involved in lots of controversies. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. So, let's cut to the chase, shall we? And talk about the 15 things you didn't know about Roman Abramovich. Number 1. He was an orphan and dropped out of school at 16. The famous billionaire didn't always have an easy life, which is nothing if not worth of admiration. Coming from a Lithuanian Jewish family, Roman lost his father Arkady Abramovich and his mother Irina Mikhailchenko when he was only 4 years old. After this unimaginable loss, little Roman was raised by relatives and grew up in the Komi Republic, northern Russia. Rebel or not, Mr. Abramovich dropped out of school when he was 16 and started working first as a street trader and then as a mechanic, all while learning everything there is to know about engineering. Afterwards, he went into business as the head of a cooperative specialized in producing plastic ducks and other toys. Nowadays, his toys come from big money. Number 2. He had close links with the Kremlin. Just so we're clear, Abramovich is an oligarch. Following the fall of the Soviet Union in 1990, he found his way into a small circle of important businessmen that were close to the Kremlin, and it was them who backed up Boris Yeltsin in 1996. The move was qualified as buying his presidential victory. Abramovich consolidated his power and his fortune with the help of Berezovsky, the famous businessman that ran the state car manufacturer Lada. Abramovich's ties to the circle that owns Russia's money and power were so tight that he even moved to an apartment inside the Kremlin. Number 3. He's owned the Chelsea Football Club for 15 years. Abramovich purchased the Chelsea Football Club from Ken Bates in 2003 and has invested more than $1.3 billion ever since. Significant changes followed the purchase, as the club embarked on a program of commercial development, managing to finally become a worldwide brand. Abramovich used to be present among every Chelsea game, displaying visible emotion and involvement during the matches, but this seems to have changed. He's been reported to have come a sporadic visitor to the club, after having missed several important games in the last year. Rumor had it for a while that he would be looking to sell the club, but eventually it was found out that his absence was justified by the delay in granting his renewal application for an investor's visa. Number 4. He has a fleet of yachts people call Abramovich's Navy. Roman Abramovich is nothing if not the world's greatest spender on luxury yachts. The billionaire owns a fleet of yachts that have been nicknamed Abramovich's Navy by the media, and that includes Luna and the famous Eclipse, which is worth $1.5 billion, and which, at 162.5 meters, is the world's second largest private yacht. Abramovich is also an enthusiast of owning airplanes, having a private Boeing 767-33AER. The aircraft was originally ordered by Hawaiian Airlines, but the transaction was canceled because Abramovich bought it from Boeing and demanded for it to be refitted by Andrew Winch, according to his own requirements. Number 5. His net worth is now at $11.6 billion, according to Forbes. Wondering how much money Mr. Abramovich has? Well, other than having invested in football, private jets, and yachts, Roman Abramovich owns stakes in steel giant Evraz and Norilsk Nickel. In 2005, he earned $13 billion from selling a 73% stake in Sibneft to state-owned gas titan Gazprom. In 2015, he invested $30 million in the Israeli startup Music Messenger, founded by O.D. Kobo. What's even more interesting, though, is that Abramovich invested in BrainQ, an Israeli startup once again, but this one developing intelligence-powered technologies to treat neurodisorders such as spinal cord injuries, strokes, or even traumatic brain injuries. Looks like the man knows what to do with that crazy amount of money he's got. Number 6. He owes some millions to banks. Wondering if there's any dirty laundry in Mr. Abramovich's closet? Just wait for it. It seems like he owes a Swiss bank no less than $46 million. Legal action has even been launched against Abramovich in order to recover the debt. It seems like the debt originates in the bankruptcy of Abramovich's now-defunct Runacom trading firm that used to be based in Switzerland. The initial debt amounted to $17 million, but the subsequent interest made it to amount to $46 million. Abramovich is also involved in a suit brought forward by the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, or EBRD, in litigation involving himself, oil tycoon Eugene Shivbler, and Russian energy company Gazprom Neft. Number 7. He might be involved in the 2018 World Cup corruption scandal. Oh yes, you heard that correct. According to the media, and with reference to a 39-page report made by Michael Garcia, the former head of the investigation chamber of the Ethics Committee of FIFA, Abramovich, who's also the owner of the English football club Chelsea, might be involved in the corruption scandal. The scandal began in 2015 when some FIFA functionaries were accused of money laundering, bribery, and, most importantly, the e-distribution of places for holding World Cup championships in Russia in 2018 and Qatar in 2022. It appears that for the preparation of an application, the computers used belonged to Roman Abramovich's football academy, Konopleva, and we're sure this came as a total surprise to everyone. Number 8. His friendship with Trump might have earned him some new business. Who, if not Abramovich, to take action in order to give an example of good relations between Russia and the United States? On January 24, 2017, President Donald Trump signed an executive order expediting the approval of the Keystone Pipeline. When the $12 billion project is complete, the pipeline will traverse a distance of 3,461 kilometers and transport crude oil from Alberta, Canada, to the U.S. Midwest markets at the Wood River and Patoka, Illinois, United States. The project had been halted by President Obama because it represents a massive issue in terms of environmental damages and Native American rights. Anyway, Abramovich's connection to this is more important than one would imagine. He's a good friend of the Trump family and is also one of the owners of the company that manufactured more than 40% of the steel used to build the pipeline. Number 9. Abramovich is Putin's closest confidant. One might say, once you go Kremlin, you never go back. Abramovich, with his money and influence, was the one to back Vladimir Putin to become Russia's president. They met through Yeltsin, and Putin helped Abramovich consolidate Russia's aluminum industry, along with a small number of other oligarchs. A journalist that is also a Putin biographer described Putin's relationship to Roman Abramovich as the one of a father and his favorite son. The two have helped each other for the past 20 years, and the relationship seems to be going well since Mr. Abramovich gave quite the impressive gift to the Russian president, the Olympia yacht, a boat that's worth more than $60 million. Number 10. His most expensive house is worth $500 million. I guess we've learned by now, Aluxers, that one can tell how rich someone is by the real estate they own. And when it comes to Roman Abramovich, he likes to sleep in style. In 2011, he purchased a home in London's most expensive neighborhood, Kensington Palace Gardens in West London, also known as the Billionaire's Row. The mansion is worth $120 million, believed to have more than 15 bedrooms and extensive gardens. And that's not even the most expensive home he owns. In 2008, he bought the La Leopolda Villa on the French Riviera in honor of his, at the time, upcoming marriage to Daria Zukova. And Aluxers, since we're talking real estate, why don't you go check out our top 10 most expensive CEO homes video? You can check it out by clicking in the top right corner. Number 11. Abramovich spends $1.6 million on personal security. When you're as rich and influential as Abramovich is, taking care of your life and security very, very well doesn't come as a surprise. It seems, however, that the Russian oligarch boosted his staff security up to the point where he got a private army. He's got about 20 bodyguards in Britain, but in total, worldwide, that amounts to more than 40. A similar number is employed to protect him for jaunts in his yachts, trips to Russia, and stays in his overseas properties. The estimated annual cost of this kind of protection goes up to $1.6 million. But hey, it's good to know you're one of the best protected billionaires in the world, huh? Number 12. He's been married 3 times and has 7 children. Roman Abramovich married Olga Yurenva-Lysova in 1987. He had no children with her and finally got divorced in 1990. 1 year later, the oligarch marries Irina Vyacheslavovna Maladina, with whom he had 5 children: Ilya, Irina, Sofia, Arkady, and Anna. The marriage with Irina ended in March of 2007 with a settlement amounting to $300 million. In 2008, Abramovich married Daria Zukova in a private ceremony and have 2 children together, Aaron Alexander and Leah Liu. In August 2017, the couple announced in a joint statement their difficult decision to separate, adding they would remain close friends, parents, and partners in the projects they developed together, including the Garage Museum of Contemporary Art in Moscow and the New Holland Island Cultural Center in St. Petersburg. Number 13. He might not get his UK visa renewed. Apparently, not even Roman Abramovich can maintain smooth relations with everyone. It seems the owner of Chelsea Football Club might be at risk of having to explain the source of his vast wealth before his UK visa is renewed. Abramovich's old visa expired in April 2015, and in 2018, his application is still being processed, in application of tighter regulations. Apparently, the unfortunate event, named the Salisbury poisoning, also had an effect on the way the UK government is currently approaching the matter of hosting wealthy investors coming from Russia. Number 14. He donated over $2.5 billion to charity so far. Abramovich is not only scarily rich, but also warm-hearted, it seems. According to the media, he donates more money to charity than any other living Russian, with donations amounting to $2.5 billion that were given between 2009 and 2013. The money was used to build schools and hospitals, but also infrastructure in the autonomous Okrug Chukotka. Furthermore, the steelmaker Evraz plc, which is partly owned by Abramovich, made donations amounting to $164 million for social projects between 2010 and 2012. Roman Abramovich also spent about $2 billion on the Pole of Hope, his own charity aimed at helping the people of Chukotka. Number 15. He bought 20 Tesla cars to give to his friends. No matter how happy you make your friends, you won't be able to make them happier than Abramovich made his when he bought 20 Tesla electric cars for the sole purpose to offer them to friends and partners. Tesla cars are not yet available on the Russian market, so the man felt the need to surprise his friends with the tiny gift. This makes Abramovich the biggest Russian buyer of Tesla cars. We can only imagine how a conversation between Abramovich and Elon Musk would go. And that's it for today, Aluxers. Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you liked what you saw. And before you go, as always, we're curious. What would you do if you had Roman Abramovich's yacht fleet as your own? Let us know in the comments below. And of course, as a true Aluxer sticking with us all the way to the end, you get a bonus fact. Number 16. Abramovich had Beyoncé, Gwen Stefani, and Prince sing at his New Year's party in the Caribbean. Another thing Roman Abramovich knows how to do is have fun in style. Back in 2009, he invited Beyoncé, Gwen Stefani, and Prince to sing at his New Year's Eve event that took place at his estate on the Caribbean island of St. Bart's. But it doesn't end there. 2 years later, in 2011, he paid the Red Hot Chili Peppers $6 million in order to perform for him. According to the media, the performance included a special appearance from Toots Hibbert of Toots and the Maytals. In 2014, he hired Robbie Williams to perform at his New Year's dinner for Vladimir Putin's Inner Circle in Moscow. You know what? Maybe that's how Williams got inspired to sing about partying like a Russian. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.